I'm Landon Whaley. I'm here with John Carter. John, good to have you here today.
Good to be here.
For those that may or may not know who you are, just give me a brief bio.
Oh my gosh, that's a trick
And
question.
don't make it long. I know you've accomplished quite a bit in your short life, but just give me the highlights.
Okay, so started trading full time in the 90s.
Okay.
After going to college, doing the corporate job thing. I had grown up in as a son of a stockbroker, so I kind of got that taste of it.
Right.
After blowing up my account 3 times, I finally learned this thing called consistency.
Right.
Started doing it on my own. Funny story in college is I talked a girl into let me trade her financial aid money.
That's a heck of a first date, my friend.
Yeah, we're married today. We have 3 kids.
Oh, congratulations. That's a great story.
In the back of my mind, I always wonder if it didn't work, like, would she have left me?
Right.
So I'll never know. From there, I was trading on my own for 4 or 5 years, got bored. I was talking to my fish.
Right.
So we started a website,
Okay.
and then over time, that has grown now. So Simple Trading, and we've got 40 employees, a team of 10 traders.
That's awesome.
And we trade, and we just post what we do.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Now, I am a believer that because each of us has our own life and market experience, none of us approach markets in the exact same way. Our approach is as individuals' fingerprints. You may use some tools I use and vice versa. There may be overlap, but the approach itself is entirely unique. So if you don't mind, give me some insight into how you approach markets, how you approach trading decisions, things like that.
For sure. So, yeah, absolutely agree. Everybody's got to find something that fits their personality or it ain't going to work for them.
Yeah, agreed.
So the way I don't know exactly why I've come to look at markets the way I do, but the way I look at them is essentially they're just ebbing and flowing between compressed volatility where nothing's happening and then an expansion of volatility where all this energy is being released. Mm-hmm. So from a trading perspective, my goal is I don't care what I'm trading. It could be NVIDIA, it could be Tesla, it could be Intel, but what phase of that cycle is it in? So if it's in a compressed portion, we call that a squeeze.
Okay.
A compression of Bollinger Bands. There's a very specific signal for that.
Okay.
That's what I'm on the hunt for. So when I find that, then I'll take positions with the idea that when it releases energy and expands,
You're already in the trade.
I'm already in the trade.
Okay.
And it could be, I don't care if it's gold, the yen, Facebook.
Any exchange-listed market or company has this same type of characteristic, if you will, the ebb and flow characteristic.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, so you've been involved almost 30 years in markets.
Yeah.
What's one or two things or an overall theme of how your approach has changed from let's start when you first were consistent. Let's not start at the very beginning when you blew up accounts. But when you were first consistent to now, still consistent, how has the consistency changed in terms of how you've attained that consistency, if you will?
Sure. Okay. So I would say that as I've gotten older and / wiser in some cases, not in all cases, and as I've gotten things like children, all that kind of stuff, my trading has changed based on my day-to-day.
So based on your lifestyle?
Based on my lifestyle.
Okay.
So before having a business and before having kids, I was day trading all the time.
Okay.
Bam, 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 triple espresso.
Right.
Let's bring it home. And it was every day was a battle. It was fun, and at the end of the day, it was a vigor. Yes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And after a while, what would happen is then I wouldn't have, once I started having kids, I wouldn't have energy at the end of the day to play with my kids. I'm like, So the main thing that's changed is that my setups have actually been very similar, but I keep widening the time frame. So instead of looking at a 5-minute chart, I'm looking at an hourly chart.
Okay.
For my day trades.
Gotcha. So that was going to be my follow-up question. So is the duration of your trades, has it lengthened as well, or is the duration the same? You're just evaluating different time frames to set those trades up.
So the duration has expanded. So I would say, I call it 10, 12 years ago, I was in a trade for a couple of hours. That was my sweet spot.
All right.
Yeah. So now I would say a couple days to a couple of weeks. Probably my favorite trade lasts between 7 and 10 days.
Okay, interesting. What's the longest you would hold a trade? And is it based? Well, let me back up. Let me not pigeonhole you there. Does the edge that you seem to have found in the market, okay, for lack of a better word, all edges, because markets are essentially inefficiently efficient, they have an expiration date.
Sure.
So is the 7 to 10 days a function of that, meaning the compression, the volatility expands, and generally speaking, 7 to 10 days is when it is going to go back into hibernation?
Sure.
Is that dictating it, or am I?
No, okay, so that makes sense.
I don't want to muddy the...
So a couple of things there is, one, it depends. Okay, so I'll get signals, say on a daily chart.
Okay.
That's my favorite one to look at.
All right.
not a lot of noise, not a lot of, all that stuff that can distract people.
Right.
A daily signal will last a couple of days, 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
Now, if I took that same signal on a weekly chart, now we're talking, instead of 7 to 10 days, 7 to 10 weeks.
Gotcha. Okay.
On a monthly chart, 7 to 10 months.
Gotcha.
So that's how, so I base it all on the signal.
Okay, interesting. Well, this has been terrific. I really appreciate the insight you provided. Look, if anybody wants to learn more about what you guys are doing there, can you tell us exactly, the best place to go and to find more information?
Sure.
Yeah.
So our website is simplertrading.com, SIMPLER, trading.com. And I would say for people that are interested in this kind of stuff, the main thing that people like is we have an options alert service. You can get the alerts right to your phone. Shows you exactly what you're doing. If you want to follow it, you can. If you want to take the opposite side of it, you can. But that's been our most popular service and helpful.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
Take care.